Welcome to ELTECenglish.com. This is a July 2017 cue card. However, this has been repeated on several occasions in 2018 as well. Um, the question is talk about an unusual food, so it cannot be anything usual. It must be something new, something strange. It has to be something new, something strange that you tried. That you have eaten abroad. So it has to be a foreign land. It cannot be your native country. It is a non native place. Please say, where was it? You have to name the place and what was the food. So you have to mention the food, define it. Did you like it or dislike it? So you have to basically mention your opinion. Why did you like it or dislike it? Why did you decide to try it? What was the reason behind trying it? So, the question is a complex one and it requires you to wisely spend the 1 minute. Wisely spend it so that you have a good brainstorming structure. You have a good brainstorming structure. Now, during this minute, you need to devote your energy, brain's energy, to brainstorm the points. And as usual, spend the 2 minute session only to express your ideas, not to think about the idea. So, this place is meant only for expression, and there is no thinking whatsoever. There should be no thinking involved. Okay? Now, coming to the usual grid, the matrix or what we call the four quadrants. This is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Now, let us move one by one. This is the usual structure that we follow to brainstorm the ideas and spend 1 minute as effectively as possible. So, where was it? It was in Beijing, China. When mention the time, it was last year, and name the thing. Perhaps this is something strange. I have mentioned seaweeds. Very few people may have tasted it. So if you are if you're a foreigner to China, you're not much aware about seaweeds. Some cultures maybe, but Japanese and Chinese, yes, they try seaweeds, and that's a strange food for Indians, South Asians, even some North Americans. If you are from China, you can talk about some Indian dish, or there are international dishes which are um, famous in every country. For example, in Indian curry is famous. You can say that you tried it for the first time, or if you are from a traditional culture, Orthodox culture, perhaps you tried a special type of pizza, or you tried a special type of burger. So that depends upon the culture. The question completely depends on your culture. I have decided to stick to seaweeds. What was it? So you have to define the seaweeds in a bit of a detail. The question says, what was the food? If you just mention seaweeds, or just a special curry or pizza or burger, you will not do justice to the question. You have 2 minutes to speak, so mention it's a vegetarian food which is grown in the sea and it's nutritious. Basically, if I try to explain, I've read something about it. It's if this is a sea surface, the seaweeds are grown vertically. Okay, they're grown vertically into the sea, so they are not taking the horizontal space. That is, they are not covering the area. There's no coverage of area as usually the crops do. They are grown vertically into the sea, and consequently, over a very small area, a large number of seaweeds can be grown. So the productivity of the area is very high. can mention that if you are aware of the concept. Um, Now, the question is, did you like it or dislike it? That comes under the how component. Um, so, how did you find it? How did you like your taste? So, that comes under how component. Let us first find answer to why did you decide to try it? What was the reason? Um, Perhaps I decided to try it for its nutritious nature. There were no fertilizers, and it is food of the future. So I want to see where humanity goes from here. You can also mention that the world is witnessing unprecedented. Just a second. The world is witnessing unprecedented, unprecedented growth of human population. So human population is about approximately 9 billion. 9 billion of us living here. And so we are facing shortage of food, and we are facing shortage of nutritious food. We usually grow food with fertilizers. So this food has no fertilizers, and because of rapidly growing human population, this is the future of food. So that's why I tried it. That's why I decided that this should be tried because I want to see how the future food tastes like. Did you like or dislike it? So it comes under how component. It was for the first time. The taste was difficult to explain because I tasted it for the first time in my culture. That is, you should talk about your culture. Your culture. So what does this food mean to your culture? So you are not much into seaweeds in your culture. For instance, in my culture, we rarely taste such types of food. Seafood itself is a scarcity. For us, it's a luxury. So we don't eat seafood. We love other types of food. So in your culture, there may be your food. Maybe you do not like burgers, or you taste it for the first time. So that may be a bit of strange thing. So the taste is difficult to explain. However, I loved it for nutritional purposes. I know that in nutrition you can explain. I know that it contains a number of micronutrients. It contains a number of micronutrients, some vitamins, some minerals, which are rarely found in food these days. People take supplements. People take supplements for these various nutrients. However, seaweed contains all this nutrition. So, following this structure, as you can see, I took a lot of time to explain, but if you are really good in following this structure, you can quickly jot down where, when, name the thing. Whatever you name here, you can explain it under what section, just 1, 2, 3 points. You can explain the fourth point as well, and if you are strong on the topic, you can explain how it functions. Now, the why component, just again 1, 2, 3. If you're really fast, you can jot it down. How did you like it? How did you find it? So, what was the taste like? So, first time, taste difficult to explain, loved for nutrition. You can explain nutrition a bit. So each of these points, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and these points can be explained if you have jotted them down sufficiently during the 1 minute. I hope you liked this video. You can subscribe to my channel, and you can visit my website www.eltecenglish.com. Thank you for watching.